Yes, thanks very much, Ian. The pickup trucks now on track. These are not like your pickup trucks that you see every day out there on the road. Quite different indeed, with 2-litre race-tuned engines. Just got time to bring you the results of the truck race that we've just seen. The win going to Ryan Smith by nearly 7.5 seconds ahead of John Newell and Mark Taylor, an overall podium in third. Stuart Oliver fourth, holding off David Jenkins in the closing stages. Martin Gibson completing the top six. Craig Reed, seventh overall, the winner of Division 2 ahead of Stephen Powell. Then Jonathan Willis and Brad Smith completing the top 10. Bradley Smith taking 11th. And then Craig Evans a lap down, completing the finishers. We lost Jock Borthwick, of course, into the pits. So result confirmed of the trucks then. Now time for pickup truck racing. As we say, these trucks with 2-litre race-tuned engines. Qualifying took place yesterday, and the grid is based on that qualifying session, but with the top 6 in the times flipped around. So if you qualified 6th, you start on pole, and the fastest driver starts 6th on the grid. So the grid reads as follows for race 1. Number 71, Simon Ward from Leicestershire, is on pole position alongside number 21, which is Dean Tompkins. This will be an 18-lap race. Second row, 28, the champion of 2019. The series not held in 2020, so the reigning champion, George Turicki, number 28, is on row 2. Alongside him, number 86 of Daniel Petters. The third row is the current championship leader after the first round at Mallory Park. That's number 40, Rhys Jones. And alongside him, 65, the former Rockingham Motor Speedway champion, Mark Willis. Fourth row, 72, Alan Cooper, and number 93 of Michael Smith. On row 5, number 12, Paul Tompkins, and 83, which is Dale Gents. Row 6, Danny Hunn, number 39, and Nathan Dew in number 18. Then we've got number 5 of Dan Fisher. Not sure if I saw him go through there, so he may not be there. 69, Lee Rogers alongside him. Then number 50, Jeff Dixon, starts alongside Roger Dormer on row 8 in number 7. Row 9, 35, Stephen Field, and number 13, Richard Ayling. The 10th row, 77, Chris Land, and 52, James Goldstraw, and at the back of the field, number 2, Jamie Liptrot. So we should have 21 pickup trucks out there for this one. Dan Fisher is there. I missed him off the call over as they came through there, but he is there. Looks like we have got all 21 of them in grid order, so no engine problems after qualifying that required drivers to change engines or go to the back of the grid. They head round on their rolling start then. This will be an 18-lap race for the pickup trucks. This is almost as close as it gets to NASCAR racing in the UK. They've had 2 races on the Mallory Mile Oval. They go racing here on the Brands Hatch Indy Circuit. Simon Ward in pole position, Dean Tompkins in number 21 alongside in this colourful, varied field of pickup trucks about to get underway. The pace car comes into pit road, and here we go then up towards the red lights. When the lights go out, we will be underway, as they say in the United States. Let's go racing, boys! Away they go, and a great start by Dean Tompkins from the outside in the number 21 truck. He'll try and take the lead, but the reigning champions there on the inside, George Turicki in the yellow number 28. Up the hill they go towards Druids. Simon Ward didn't make the best of starts there. He's side by side with Tompkins. Dan Petters hanging on around the outside. It really is a NASCAR-style draft as they head out of Druids. Tompkins will take the lead on the inside, the number 21, the man from Hampshire. Third place, number 86, which is Dan Petters. Then we've got George Turicki. They're all round okay for the first time. There's Dan Fisher, one of the newcomers this season in number 5, ex-Honda Civic racer. Dan Petters having a look at the back of the 28. So those two and most of the others in this field have come up through the world of short oval racing in hot rods and stock cars. There's number 2, Jamie Liptrot, one of our newcomers, the man from Suffolk. They start to sort themselves out, completing the first lap. It's Dean Tompkins, number 21, who has the lead. His dad Paul is further down the field in number 12. Paul, the former World Banger Racing champion. A bit different to a Ford Granada that he's at the wheel of here. There is Paul, number 12. It is his son Dean, 21, who leads. Simon Ward in second place. Began his racing career in a Vauxhall Astra GTE in classic touring cars, which he still owns today. He raced it recently at Donington Park. Turicki is third, then Petters, Mark Willis, and Rhys Jones, the points leader, in sixth place. He began his career here at Brands Hatch, the man from Herne Bay in Kent in saloon cars. He's got Michael Smith up behind him in number 93. Turicki makes a move for second place. Simon Ward a little bit out of shape there on the entry to Clearways. They're side by side for second place. Dean Tompkins continues to lead. Lapping in the 56s at the moment, these drivers, even quicker this time, in the 53s now. So about 5 seconds a lap quicker than the trucks we've just seen. Taricki through into second. Here comes Dan Petters up on the curb there in the 86. He's raced bangers and hot rods on the short overs. And look at Mark Willis up the inside there, the 65. That makes it 3 wide as they go into Druids. Is he going to get through on the inside? Yes, he is. Mark Willis, one of the most experienced drivers in this field, number 65, up into third place. Petters is fourth. Then Rhys Jones has come through into fifth. So the pole sitter Simon Ward has dropped back a bit in the 71. This is great racing, and this is only a couple of laps into our first pickup race of the day. Here comes Rhys Jones attacking Dan Petters. There's Michael Smith side by side with Dale Gents in the number 83, another ex-short oval man. Michael Smith used to race Formula 1 stock cars. Dale Gents in more recent years has raced a very modified Subaru on the circuits in Classic Thunder saloons before moving to the pickups. Back of the field starting to string out a little, but it is still Dean Tompkins, number 21, who leads up towards Druids for the fourth time. Not a timed race, this one. This is 18 laps. George Taricki, the reigning champion from 2019. As we say, the series not held in 2020. Taricki from Kettering in Northants began his career in mini stocks, and sideways there Alan Cooper, the ex-Formula 2 stock car racer, used to race against George Taricki in the F2s. Mark Willis under fire from Dan Petters. They are really close together here, side by side for the lead as they come round Clearways and Clark Curve. George Taricki's got the inside line, and he's surely going to drag his way into the lead here down the Brabham Straight. They're still side by side, hanging on around the outside. Dean Tompkins, is he going to be later on the brakes for Paddock Bend? They're absolutely together. Taricki's got the title line though and will take the lead. Mark Willis is having a look as well. 3 of them for the lead. It's going to be fairly shortly here unless Taricki can get his foot down and pull away. Tompkins still second, side by side for third. Willis is there. Dan Petters hanging on around the outside. Then Rhys Jones, Simon Ward, Dale Gents, Alan Cooper and Michael Smith. This is brilliant stuff. Rhys Jones to the inside there at Graham Hill Bend attacking Dan Petters. Cooper side by side with Dale Gents in the 83, and that's almost an Austin Dillon lookalike he's driving there, just with a different number from the world of NASCAR racing. Brands Hatch Indy Circuit does kind of remind me of the Sonoma road course in California. That's where NASCAR are this weekend. George Taricki leads it. Plenty of laps to go yet. We're only about a third of the way through this first pickup truck racing championship race of the day. Their first race since 2019. Back of the field stringing out a little. There's Lee Rogers, number 69. He's got pole position, I can tell you, for race 2 later on. 65, Mark Willis up the inside takes Dean Tompkins. Dan Petters is coming through as well. So Dean Tompkins, the early pace setter, drops into fourth place now. Rhys Jones in the pink number 40 is behind him. Tremendous stuff from the pickups. Mark Willis in 65, an expert at the 1.5 mile oval at Rockingham Motor Speedway, sadly now closed. Rhys Jones up the inside trying to take fourth away from Dean Tompkins, who's starting to drop back. Hope his tyres aren't going off. He hasn't pushed too hard in the early stages, just bouncing off Rhys Jones there. And I think he's got the straight line speed advantage, but Rhys Jones has got the inside line. Here come the leaders. Still Taricki in the yellow, number 28 leads the way. His dad Mark Taricki, a very successful hot rod racer. Mark Willis, experienced hot rod man from the quarter mile ovals as well. We had one truck had a spin at the back, I'm told, Dan Fisher, but he has rejoined in the number 5 down in 21st place. Dan Petters on the attack here in 86, looking for what I believe would be his first pickup truck racing win. The Auto Park MOT and Service Centre truck. Rhys Jones is closing though. He knows Brands Hatch very well. Began his career here in saloon cars. And Dean Tompkins, looks like Dale Gent up into 6th place. Side by side there's Tompkins Senior, Paul Tompkins in the A4 Metal Recycling and Skip Hire sponsored number 12. He was side by side with Alan Cooper there. The back markers come through. Here comes Dale Gent. His dad Mark raced on the ovals in Britain and on the continent in various formulas. And George Taricki has lost the lead there at Druids. He's gone down to third. Mark Willis has come through. So it is 65 Mark Willis ahead of Dan Petters at the front of the field now, and Dan Petters at the inside. A bit of rubbing there. Rubbing's racing, as they say. Mark Willis holds him off though, gets across the front of him there coming out of Clark Curve. Here comes the 86 of Dan Petters on the attack into Paddock Bend, and Willis a little bit twitchy there going into Paddock. So Ricky trying to win the lead back again. Rhys Jones is behind them, so 4 of them together now for the lead of this first pickup race of the weekend, and Dan Petters sends one up the inside. Mark Willis trying to hold him off. There's plenty of rubbing there at Druids as Mark Willis hangs onto it around the outside. The 65 car just about there ahead of Dan Petters, who's on his tail again up towards Surtees. They're side by side on the range of Surtees. Surely Petters is going to get through this time. Yes, he's done it. Dan Petters into the lead in the 86. We come up towards half distance, and now Ricky's going to have a go as well up on the curb there. They're rubbing their way through Clark Curve again, and here comes Rhys Jones in the 40. This is terrific racing. It really is. First day back at school for the Pickup Truck Racing Championship. Mark Willis now hung out to dry on the outside in the 65. So Ricky's through to second, and Rhys Jones is going to go through into third as well. Gents closing up, and Dean Tompkins is trying to get back into this, the early race leader as well. This is brilliant stuff. Where's Simon Ward, our pole sitter? He's not far behind as well in 7th in the 71 as Jones up the inside into Druids, takes Mark Willis out wide and will try and take third place, but Willis is going to be on the inside for the left-hander at Graham Hill Bend. He holds third. There's Dale Gent, and a bit of contact with Dean Tompkins. Here comes Michael Smith in the 93, the silver truck there, former 2-time champion of this series. Dan Petters looking for his first pickup truck racing win in the 86. There's Simon Ward up on the grass on the inside there. Chasing behind him is Paul Tompkins, and somebody's kicked up some dust there on the outside. Didn't see who that was. There's Dean Tompkins, Simon Ward, Paul Tompkins, Alan Cooper, Nathan Dew, one of our newcomers this season, number 18, the blue truck there behind them. Then a gap back to number 39, Danny Hunn, also a very famous hot rod racing family, moving into pickups from the Super Silhouettes formula this season. We saw the Silhouettes race yesterday. Behind him, Lee Rogers, number 69. Leaders down through Graham Hill Bend. Simon Ward, the pole sitter for this race, now down in 8th place behind Dean Tompkins. So the two front row men have been shuffled back, and wide there goes Dan Petters out of McLaren into Clearways. So George Taricki back up on the inside. Side by side across the line. Petters gets his foot down on that wider line. Can he keep the lead here? He'll try and move across into Paddock Bend. Yes, he's done so. Good defensive driving after that slight mistake through Clearways. It's allowing Mark Willis to close up again as well. Rhys Jones just lurking behind them in the 40, trying to keep his points lead. As Taricki has a look again. Dan Petters is handling pretty loose here. He slid out wide there through Druids, and George Taricki didn't need asking twice. I wonder if Petters' tyres are starting to go off here. As Mark Willis is on his tail, you can see the 86 truck is loose, as they say in NASCAR, sliding about. Rhys Jones behind them. Dale Gent is up into 5th in the 83. He's one of a couple of drivers who had problems in the second qualifying session, or the second part of qualifying, which set the grid for race 2 yesterday. So he'll have to start towards the back, Dale Gent, for the second race later on. 12 laps completed, 6 to go. George Taricki, the reigning champion, leads the way, but he's going to find it tricky to hold off Dan Petters, I think, here for the rest of the race. There's a battle at the back. Jeff Dixon, who also had problems in qualifying yesterday, fighting with Jamie Liptrot in the number 2 there, battling for 14th place. So Ricky holds his lead. A train of pickup trucks building up behind him. Michael Smith's on the back of that as well in 6th in the 93, the man from the northeast of England. Dean Tompkins down to 7th. Then it's Ward, Paul Tompkins, Alan Cooper and Nathan Dew. A train of 11 trucks at the front of the field. Danny Hunn is next in 12th, heading the next group ahead of Lee Rogers, then Dixon, Liptrot, Richard Ayling in the 13, Chris Land, James Goldstraw, Roger Dormer and Dan Fisher. Stephen Field running at the tail of the field at the moment. Over the line come the leaders. Mark Willis trying to close back up again in the 65. Here's a battle further back. Richard Ayling in 16th place, battling it out with Jamie Liptrot. Behind him Chris Land from Cornwall, and contact there, round goes Richard Ayling. The green machine onto the grass there on the inside. Unlucky 13 indeed for Richard Ayling. And he'll get going again just ahead of Roger Dormer there, so he's down to about 19th place. Richard Ayling, there's the leader through Graham Hill Bend. See a replay of that incident, I think, as the leaders head through Surtees into McLaren. This battle further down the order. Jamie Liptrot got through on the inside. Chris Land tried to follow him. I don't think Richard Ayling realised Chris Land was there, just tried to move across to take the line. There was contact and round went the number 13. I don't think that was intentional by Chris Land. I think Richard Ayling just tried to move back across and didn't realise Chris was there. Leaders into lap 15 now. It is still Turicki from Petters. Willis in third and Rhys Jones in fourth. They're covered by just over a second. Dale Gent in fifth, being harried now by Michael Smith in the number 93. Down through Graham Hill Bend. This is looking good for George Turicki, the reigning champion. Great comeback victory. Sliding about there, takes a bit of curve there on the inside of Clearways. Dan Petters now having to defend from Mark Willis as they come through to the end of another lap. There's a battle further back. Paul Tompkins holding off Alan Cooper. That's for 9th place at the back of the main lead train. And Roger Dormer, number 7, the ex-Lightning Rod world champion, on the short ovals with a Sierra, battling with Richard Ayling, who's recovering from that spin in 19th place. Leaders are heading up towards Druids. A couple of laps to go now. Coming up to lap, I think that's Stephen Field in number 35, one of the newcomers this season. Previously raced a Saab in classic saloon car racing. There is Stephen Field, the orange, silver and green, very smartly liveried truck. Well, they're all smartly liveried, aren't they? Some beautifully turned out pickup trucks on track. There's Alan Cooper, 72. Won titles on the short ovals, and of all things, Reliant Robin racing, Alan Cooper. Hoping he keeps 4 wheels on the truck here. Dale Gent trying to close up in the Austin Dillon lookalike. Over the line, the leader has increased the gap here as they go over the line to start the penultimate lap. See what the gap is this time through. 1.1 seconds, and into the gravel there briefly goes Dale Gent. He's all over the place. Is he going to save it? Yes, good save, Dale Gent. He's only lost 1 place. Michael Smith got through there in the offshore fuels truck. So 16 laps completed. The gap was 1.1 seconds. So Turicki's pulled away from Dan Petters. I suspect Dan's tyres are starting to go off because Mark Willis is making a move here into Surtees. Here he comes. He's going to go through into second place, and somebody's off. I thought I saw a cloud of dust there in the background. It's Dan Fisher who's gone into the gravel at Druids. He's stuck there. That's the end of his race. Some dust up on the outside of Clearways there as well. Has somebody gone off there perhaps? Side by side there for third over the line. Rhys Jones and Dan Petters. Yeah, Jones going through, so I suspect Petters' tyres are going off. George Turicki leads. Willis up to second. Jones up to third. We're on the final lap of this pickup truck championship race now. Turicki from Willis. And yes, Petters going to lose another place because Michael Smith nudges his way past there. Oh, they both go out wide. Petters onto the grass briefly there. Dale Gent's going to have a go as well. Petters suffering some handling issues. But it's going to be a win for George Turicki in number 28. Through Surtees and McLaren he comes for the last time into Clearways. The first race since 2019 for the Pickup Truck Racing Championship here at Brands Hatch. Opened the season at Mallory Park. Rhys Jones was on top on that occasion, but it's going to be George Turicki. Here he comes up towards the checkered flag. Turicki wins it. Terrific drive. Second place goes to Mark Willis, Rhys Jones third, Smith fourth, Petters fifth, then Gent sixth, Tompkins seventh, Ward the pole sitter eighth as quickly as that. Ninth place will go to Alan Cooper. Paul Tompkins rounds out the top 10. 11th it's Nathan Dew, and then a gap back to Danny Hunn in 12th. We'll see a replay of an earlier incident as well in just a moment as Lee Rogers crosses the line for 13th. Rest of the pack come through. Jamie Liptrot is 14th, Chris Land 15th. As the next group come through, Richard Ayling recovering to 16th ahead of Jeff Dixon. I think we've lost James Goldstraw. No, he did come through. He was 18th. Roger Dormer and Stephen Field complete the finishers. The only non-finisher, Dan Fisher, we saw him in the gravel at Druids. George Taricki it is who takes the win then. First pickup truck race at Brands Hatch since 2019. And the defending champion takes the victory. He was second in the points going into this round behind Rhys Jones, so that'll help his championship challenge. We'll confirm the results in a moment. Shortly we will hear from our race winner. We'll confirm the results as soon as we can as well. For pickup trucks race number 1, let's check out the result of that race if we can then. George Taricki the winner by just over a second ahead of Mark Willis, with Rhys Jones 2/10 back in third. Michael Smith took fourth ahead of Dan Petters, who dropped back a bit in the closing stages, with Dale Gent 6th despite that gravelly moment at Halewood Hill. Dean Tompkins 7th ahead of the pole sitter Simon Ward, and Alan Cooper and Paul Tompkins rounding out the top 10. Nathan Dew a good 11th, I think that's his best result in the series so far. Danny Hunn in 12th then, Lee Rogers, Jamie Liptrot and Chris Land completing the top 15 runners. 16th behind them went to Richard Ayling, recovering well after a spin at Clark Curve. And 17th Jeff Dixon, James Goldstraw was 18th, then Roger Dormer and Stephen Field completed the 20 finishers, just that one retirement, and that was Dan Fisher who went off at Druids. Okay, we can now hand down to Parc Fermé, where Ian Waterhouse is waiting to talk to our race winner.
Right, Howard, welcome down to the pit lane here, kind of winner's row, I suppose, isn't it? So we've got your winner here, George Taricki. Let's grab a quick word with Rhys. Rhys, congratulations. Third place, fast and furious, wasn't it? What was it like behind the wheel for yourself?
Yeah, it was good. Bit hard racing, but we got there eventually.
You got there eventually. Yeah. These look incredible. Look quite a handful as well, are they? Quite difficult to handle.
Especially going out after the big trucks. They leave a lot of diesel and water. So, yeah, they're good fun.
Look, congratulations. I know you guys got a lot to do. We're going to grab a real quick word.
Can you interview them after the commentators?
Yeah, if I could grab...
We've got to get all the motors out.
That's fine, that's fine. Okay, unfortunately we've been told that we're not allowed to interview them, so I'm going to have to hand back to Dave Goddard. Sorry, guys.